Dodgers Nation, take a deep breath, because today the Dodgers jersey feels heavier than ever. On one side, absolute greatness. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is establishing himself not only as the ace of this generation, but as one of the greatest to ever pass through Chavez Ravine, back-to-back World Series titles, historic October dominance, an unreal postseason ERA, and now the crown of being named to the 2025 All-MLB First Team. It's the kind of brilliance that makes the faithful blue believe in the impossible, even when the stadium feels too small for that much talent. On the other side, the harsh reality that comes with every dynasty. The depth is so overwhelming that even a former all-star like Tony Gonsolin ends up left behind. A guy who gave so much to Los Angeles, now facing another rehab cycle, uncertainty, and an open-ended future. It's the contrast between the peak and the struggle, between the champion and the survivor, all happening at the same time under the same uniform. And that's what makes this team hit us so deeply. Yamamoto's glory, Gonsolin's silent goodbye. It's the life of the Dodgers pulsing at the extremes. So drop a like, Dodgers Nation, because this space belongs to those who celebrate the wins and feel the weight of the losses like no one else. News 1. So let's get into it, Dodgers Nation. The journey to this point already said a lot about the state of the team. Los Angeles was coming off a heavy season, full of expectations, pressure, and that all-or-nothing atmosphere that surrounds any team trying to defend a title, and the Dodgers were trying to do it twice in a row. At the center of it all, one name seemed to carry the entire rotation on his shoulders, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. From the first pitch of the year, he showed he wasn't just a multi-million-dollar signing. He was the most precise gear in the blue machine. The fans felt it, the players around him sensed it, and as the postseason went on, it became clear he was lifting the team to an almost unreal level. And what came next, nobody expected, because then came a moment that changed everything. Yamamoto didn't just lead, he dominated. 2 complete games in the postseason, 3 wins in the World Series, alone against the Toronto Blue Jays. A 1.45 ERA in 6 appearances, 33 strikeouts, and the final touch, World Series MVP. And before anyone could say it was just a magical October, MLB confirmed what every fan in blue already knew. He was also voted to the league's All-MLB First Team, a selection made before the playoffs. In other words, he was already elite before he set October on fire. It showed just how much this group was being carried by its 27-year-old ace. And I ask you, Dodgers Nation, how do you not believe when a guy delivers all of that? Behind the scenes and in the reaction, the impact was immediate. The front office that invested 12 years and $325 million in Yamamoto watched that investment turn to pure gold in less than 2 seasons. The fans? They erupted. It was relief, pride, and euphoria all mixed together. Because it had been a long time since Los Angeles had an arm that brought so much security in every decisive moment. And internally, the weight he lifted off the rotation was massive. With Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani driving the offense, they needed someone who could carry the team when the bats went quiet. And Yamamoto became exactly that. And when we look deeper, the story hits even harder. Because this moment feels like those rare stretches when the Dodgers had an ace who didn't just dominate, but inspire the entire organization. The kind of presence that changes culture, sets standards, makes the clubhouse stand taller. It feels like that good kind of turbulence, the kind that comes from knowing you're witnessing something historic. And when you connect that with the feeling inside Dodgers Nation, it becomes clear. Yamamoto isn't just the present, he might be the thread leading to a three-peat. The blue lights up differently when a leader like that appears. News 2. So let's keep going, Dodgers Nation. The state of the team in this second story shows a side that many people overlook when they look at a roster as talented as the Dodgers. When you build a machine that is as strong, this deep, and this competitive, inevitably some names end up left behind. And that hurts, because usually they're guys who have already given a lot. That was exactly the case with Tony Gonsolin, a pitcher who had already been an all-star, who carried a 3.34 career ERA, who had real shining moments in the blue jersey, but who, in recent years, sank into a cruel sequence of injuries. He went through Tommy John, lost the entire 2024 season, came back limited in 2025, managed to pitch only 7 games, and still held a 5.00 ERA before getting hurt again. It was a heavy scenario with a melancholic tone, the feeling that time was moving faster than his arm could keep up. And what came next, nobody expected, because then came the moment that changed everything. The Dodgers simply released him, and more than that, no team claimed him. The result, Gonsolin became a free agent. For a guy with proven talent, that kind of silence is a massive emotional blow. He now enters the market without being ready for opening day, still recovering from flexor repair surgery and an internal brace in the ulnar collateral ligament. He has to choose between 2 difficult paths: signing a 2-year deal, using the first year strictly for rehab, or waiting, fully recovering, and then trying to join a team that truly needs pitching help. And I ask you, how can a fan not feel that hit when someone who was once so important reaches this point? Behind the scenes and in the reaction, all of this resonates strongly. The fans remember how Gonsolin carried the team in several moments over the last 4 years. The front office, as cold as it may seem, faces a dilemma. It's painful to let a player like that go, but the team's health and competitive timing sometimes leave no other choice. And for the clubhouse, it's a harsh reminder of MLB reality. One day you're at the top, the next you're fighting just to prove you can still play. The frustration from the fan base comes from that familiar pattern. Los Angeles has seen this movie before, has seen talent fade due to injuries, has lived through too many silent farewells. And when we look at the bigger contrast, the reflection hits deep, because this story comes at the same moment Yamamoto is at his peak. 2 completely opposite paths within the same organization. On one side, the brilliance of an ace redefining the franchise. On the other, the uncertain ending of a pitcher who once gave so much to the blue. It's that reminder that being a Dodgers fan means living in a mix of pride and pain, celebrating greatness while facing inevitable falls. And the feeling that remains is this: the blue is beautiful, but sometimes it hurts. So let's close this together, Dodgers Nation. Looking at these 2 stories side by side is like seeing the very heart of the Dodgers beating at different rhythms. On one side, Yamamoto, the symbol of a new era, the ace who owns October, who honors every cent of his contract, and who carries the hope of a 3-peat on his shoulders. He represents brilliance, confidence, the future. On the other side, Tony Gonsolin, a reminder that baseball is also made of setbacks, comebacks, and uncertainty. He gave everything, was essential, made Chavez Ravine roar, and now faces the loneliest stretch of his career. And it's exactly this mixture that defines those who wear blue and those who cheer for it. Glory living alongside pain. The extraordinary present walking beside a past that is still trying to find its next path. Los Angeles lives this all the time, and maybe that's why the fan base is so intense. Because every victory carries weight, and every goodbye does too. In the end, being a Dodger is believing even when the silence of October feels heavy. It's looking at Yamamoto and seeing the future shine. It's looking at Gonsolin and feeling respect for everything he gave. It's living every piece of news as if you were sitting in aisle 1 at Chavez Ravine, with your heart beating to the rhythm of the field. Let me know what you think, Dodgers Nation, and drop a like to show that this passion never fades.